there, Girl Scouts. We're talking Rallyhood. And if you have not been introduced to Rallyhood yet, you're in for a fun surprise. And if you have been, I hope that you can share some best practices maybe with those that have not, and maybe you'll find or discover something that you didn't notice already. So I'm going to get us started by noting that Rallyhood is a new platform for communicating and sharing. Think Facebook, but a little simpler, but also has some different options. So there are different rallies for different groups, and you can belong to as many rallies as you want. Right now, we don't have a lot of rallies available because this is a brand new platform. So my rallies include these. You might have a service unit rally. If you're a new leader, you might belong to this new troop leader. And if you're on our service team, you may belong to this one as well. So we might have some in common, or you might see something completely different. Or you may not see anything at all yet because you have not gotten set up. And that's okay, it's coming. So to prepare you, I'm going to give you a little tour, and I'm going to share kind of the navigation toolbar first. So my Rallyhood, that's where we are now. This is listing all your rallies. If you've got a lot and you're searching for a specific one, you can go ahead and search here. Or if you're looking for a particular rally, you can use the search bar as well. So my messages, this is stuff that people have tagged me in, and I'll show you kind of where that happens. But this gives you direct messages, things you that you've been called out in, essentially. And then my calendar. So again, I'll show you this feature when we dive into a rally, but this allows you to see all of the different events and happenings within your rallies. So the My Calendar is a blended look at all of your rally calendars. And what I love is that you can subscribe any of your rally calendars, including this overall calendar, and sync it to your Google Calendar, your iCalendar, anything like that. And then your inbox, you can direct message people here. I haven't used that feature yet because there's not a ton of people on here yet, but this is where those conversations would be housed. And then you've got your settings. That's where you're going to set up your profile. And then you will not have that option, but get help so that if you have any questions along the way, you can get help there. So I'm going back to my Rallyhood, and I'm going to use the Learning Facilitator group as an example because they have a certain feature in here that I really want to show you. So navigating a specific rally looks something like this. Everybody has a message wall, and think, again, if you're on Facebook or any social media, this is kind of your news feed, your thread. These are the main messages that are going out to everybody. And you can adding a new message, you can comment, you can share, you can react. And then in your calendar, so I already showed you the My Calendar option, but this is the rally specific calendar. As you can see, I don't have a lot added into this one because we're just getting this set up, but you can subscribe just to this one if you don't want to do all of your rallies, especially if you belong to a ton of rallies. That might be a lot for you to look at. And then we have signups. So actually, before we get to signups, let me explain the difference between a quick event and a special event. So a quick event is simply adding something to the calendar. So the title could be literally anything, a thing we are doing. Sounds super exciting. And then the location is where the thing happens. And then if it's a virtual or on Zoom, you can share the link here and the meeting password. Super helpful and convenient. It's all stored in one place. And then of course, there's the description of what's going to happen. And if you use this often and you want to color code, maybe if your group has special events that they want to color coordinate or however you want to use that. And then you can request RSVPs. So is this more open house style? You're just, or kind of a save the date, you just want to put it on the calendar, or do you need to know who's coming? Is it all day, or do you want to put in the time and specific date? Does it repeat or not? And then you could add an image or an attachment. Maybe there's a flyer or something people can share out. And then you can save that. I'm not going to save that to the calendar because everybody on this team will be confused as to what that is. Of course, you can go in and delete. A special event is a ticketed event. So this is maybe for a larger event or something that you have to collect money for. You can do something like this. So some of the larger service unit events, this could be really helpful. So again, like I said, there's a payment option. So as council staff, we're not really using this because we use our GS events, but this is definitely handy for some groups. So we're going to cancel out of that. Nope. We're just going to hit calendar, and all of those would then show up on our calendar here. You can also view your calendar as a list. Again, my list is not very full, but if it's just easier for you to see a bullet pointed list, that's also an option. So signups. I love signups. So this is if you need people to bring something, or if you're looking for people to facilitate something, this is a really cool option. So for example, outdoor trainings is the topic. So this is the new list. And then there are items within that list that we have created. So here's the outdoor trainings as a whole. We're looking for facilitators to cover these dates. And so then each date is listed. So those dates, the specific items are known, are in the sign up part of it. So for example, we're going to create a new list. So this is a new thing. So we might say camporee. And then we would say something about it. So here's something about camporee, details, dates, expectations, anything like that. I'm going to just save this one as a draft so that this team doesn't get confused as to what I'm talking about here. And then I would go back into camporee and add signups. So facilitator, so maybe archery. You need somebody to do archery, or you're curious as who's interested in attending archery, either or. And then how many slots are available. So if you're looking for a facilitator, you may not need a lot, but if you are looking for who's going to attend it, you might say that there are 7 slots available for attendees to register for. And this is nice. This can coincide with your other events, or it can be just, a completely separate thing, but you can then include the date and time, or if it's an all day thing, maybe it's just like a potluck or something and you need everybody to bring food. That might be just an all day. You just need, in general, people to bring certain things. Does it repeat or not? And then of course, again, you can add attachments as you see pertinent here. So I'm going to cancel that. But of course you would hit save and then it would publish. And then we already talked about special events showing up in your calendar. But then in the gallery, so these are images that have been shared, maybe they show up from the message as well. Or you can add a photo, and that could be maybe an image of a flyer, or maybe your troop did something really cool and you want to share that out. And then files. So files is cool because sometimes we go hunting for files, right? And that can be kind of frustrating. So here we've got it all listed out. You can download them. You can edit. So maybe you need to change the title of that or whatever. And that, I believe the edit you can only do if you're the person that put it in there. But anybody can download. You can also share out. And then You can find out more about, the details, what's on this document. And then you can add here, so we can put these and group them into folders. You can search for a file. And then we have links. So this is also cool because, again, how many times do you go searching for links? And this particular group, we have a few different links for them to utilize, and it can be frustrating to go through an email or find, certain links that you're looking for. So it's all in this one place. So loving this option. Probably sign up some links personally are what I'm most excited about, but also just the simplicity and the fact that this is a free platform that anybody can utilize. And then as we wrap this up here, we get down here to friends. This is everybody in that group. So you can search for somebody in particular. You can look for certain types or roles within this. And then there's contact information for everybody on here, and you can share as much or as little as you wish. So that is a very brief overview of Rallyhood. So we're really excited about it as we get into it. Like I said earlier, not everybody's on here yet, but at least you are prepared if and when you get on here. And if you are on, I encourage you to explore a little bit more and maybe share some best practices and ideas that your group has used Rallyhood for. So thanks so much and happy exploring.